I'll warm that up in a minute. Gonna mind out a little bit, Doug? Let Mummy do this. Okay. Okay, so just lying on your mat, full body stretch. Spread your fingers wide, bring them up towards the ceiling, rotate the thumbs either direction. Deep breaths in and out, bring the arms down. Bend one leg, bring the knee in. Rotate the ankle of that foot that you've just brought in. Opposite hand on the knee, let the other arm go out to the side and just bring the leg across, foot goes onto your thigh, and just leave it there so you can feel a stretch in the outer thigh before twisting any further. Deep breath, release through the out breath, and then just start coming over a little bit further, but just remember you've not long been up probably, so let's just ease our body gently into the day. Lovely. Nice big out breath as you roll back onto your back. Grab that knee with the other hand, bring the knee out to the side. Don't let the other hip follow, so you can feel a stretch in your inner thigh. Flex and point that foot on the bent leg. Perfect. Okay, bring the knee back to center and then just rotate it. Just a little bit across the body and then right out and then reverse. Great, so just easing into that hip socket. Okay, bring that leg down, bring the other one in, switch over. Okay, so bring it into the chest. The other leg is long, preferably. Opposite hand on the knee, bring the knee over. Just do the glute stretch before twisting. Deep breaths all the time. Doesn't matter whether you do it in through the nose, just get that breath down into the belly. That's it. You can twist over a little bit further. Again, deep breaths. Getting plenty of oxygen in the body, rolling onto the back and swapping hands, bringing the knee out to the side in a thigh stretch. Just flex and point that foot, and if you haven't rotated it, if I haven't said to rotate it as well. Bring the knee back in and then rotate around in that hip socket, pushing the knee away and out to the side and reverse. Okay, pull that other leg in now and then cross the ankle over the knee. Glute stretch, bringing that knee off the mat or the foot off the mat. We're going to need this for our squats. I was listening to a podcast the other day actually that in their opinion, and everyone's got an opinion, that for women our age, squats are the best thing, and actually the best thing for the core. It's weight bearing and also apparently the best thing for core. I suppose you're really using your core to push up. I would have argued that, but hey, it means even more reason for us to do them today. So swapping legs, flex and point the feet. Lovely, bring that leg down, hamstring stretch. So legs straight up to the ceiling, easing it in gently. Again, remember we've not long been up, so that will feel tight. That's it, release, other leg. We're going to start with a 100 because that gets our heart rate up, but before we do I just want to limber through that neck and spine. So first of all I just want you to rock forwards and backwards onto the coccyx, arching, and then into the lower back. So let's just get that part of the spine articulating. Lovely, and then settle into neutral, hands behind the head. And all I want you to do is what I tell you not to do normally, is bring the head up, but then bring the chin down to the chest, and then bring the shoulders up and look at your thighs. So just getting the mobility in the spine before we start, and come down. All right, so it's not like an ab curl. You're lifting the head, the chin does drop to the chest, but don't pull the neck. Use the abs to pull up a bit more and down. Let's do that one more time. Because for the 100 we do look towards the legs. It's important that you do, not up at the ceiling because of the strain on your neck. So most of us do it with two legs up. I'm going to leave my hands behind my head to start with, okay, just to get yourself into that perfect position. So once again, let's come up with the upper body, but just leave a little gap under the chin this time. Bring one leg up into the tabletop. You can stay one or push the back down, bring the second. And we're going to alternate. Let me get started first. Arms to the sides and start pulsing. Now in your own mind, count to 10 in this position, and the next 10 is going to be with legs straight up towards the ceiling, and then the next 10 back down to double tabletop. Okay, that's the difference, only if you want to. And you could also maybe alternate with palms up as well as down. Remember, short, sharp breaths are best. So in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. And the first one to finish is the one I'm going to go with. That's it. Really use those arms to get the heart pumping. It should be really dynamic movements with the arms, not just flapping the wrists, which no one's doing. Well done. As soon as you're finished, you can bring that head down and twist it side to side. Remember, if it's too much, one hand behind the head, one arm, she says right at the end. Lovely, well done. Okay, so if you haven't already, you're bringing those knees in towards your chest, rock side to side, and then just give yourself a moment to twist the head side to side as well. All right, as I said, I was going to do 5 fairly classic moves to start with. So the next one we're going to do, either 1 or 2 leg, is the single leg stretch. So just bring the leg up into tabletop, always with that core switched on at 30% of course. I'm going to do 2 legs, so imprint the back, push it into the floor. That's it. And then one leg comes out lower and then in. When I say diagonal, people tend to bring it out to the side. I know you guys don't, you've been doing these a long time. All right, so that's option 1. Or if you wanted to do it a little bit easier, then one leg is down. But remember, this is about reaching as far as you can and really squeezing that core to bring the knee back in. You can bring the leg down a little bit lower, but never more than 6 inches above the floor, or your core tends to switch off a little bit. And if you want to go full throttle, you bring your head back into the position of that 100, hold one knee as one leg comes down, and then you're doing it quicker with a switch of the hand to the knee. Try not to bring the knee in towards the chest, it stays above the hip. Lovely. Now don't make it too quick. Remember, the breath dictates the speed of the movement. So I exhale, go down, inhale, come back in. Really stretch that leg. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and head down again, side to side with that head, and do a full body stretch if you need to as well. Okay, following nicely from there is your double leg stretch. We're really getting the heart rate up now, building some momentum. Still on our backs, ladies. So bring one leg back up into tabletop when you've switched your core on, and the other leg. Now keep the legs apart, hip width apart the whole time. Hands by the sides of the knees. I'll start level 1, is both legs up towards the ceiling and both arms. And then do it, okay, so you can either just lift the arms like I am now with my back relaxed, or you can reach with both arms and feet and feel the difference in your core. And then bend, hands back beside the knees. Stretch, breathe out, bend, breathe in. And again. So now it's up to you. You can start bringing the legs down, maybe by 6 inches or so, and then back in. And then you can do the same with the arms. But the whole point of this is to keep the ribs connected to those hips. So as the arms come back, your ribs don't pop up. And then obviously it gets harder. The lowest you should go is about where I am now, so about 6 inches above the floor. My arms are nowhere near the floor, because that would be bad for the back. And then the hardest version is to bring the head back into that position where you're looking towards your knees, chin off chest, and the head stays up the whole time. You can also circle the arms back towards the knees. So they go straight back and circle round. Remember, form the whole time, don't forget. 2 more. and head down. Full body stretch. We're going to keep our head down for this next one. It's been up quite a lot. We'll do the single leg lower and then the double leg lower. Okay, so the easiest version, keep one leg on the floor, one leg straight up towards the ceiling, core switched on, or you bring both up, but it's only one leg coming down. Have the feet apart, so flex the foot, push with the heel to where you're comfortable, point and reach towards the ceiling, switch legs. Breathe out to lower, in to come back up. Lovely. Think of resistance. Remember, you're pushing something or squashing something down and then stretching the leg back up. You shouldn't feel a gap underneath your back. If you do, put a leg down. So at any point you can put a leg down, and in a moment when I go on to double leg lower, then you can carry on with singles if you find that too much for your back. But we will have a break before I start. One more each side. Remember to keep the feet apart and then bend the knees and just bring the knees side to side for me. Just twisting that lower spine. Okay, so remember what I said, one leg or alternate legs like we've just done if you don't like double leg. I'll show you the slightly kinder version of double leg first. So let's bring one leg up at a time towards the ceiling. All right, still with your feet apart preferably. Okay, so hip width apart. Let's just play around with this first. So you core's on, you push your back into the mat and just lower by a few inches to where you're comfortable, and then you bring the knees in towards your chest and then the feet go up again. So let's do that again. Come down a bit lower if you can, knees in and up. The harder version is to come down and straight back up so you don't bend the knees. That's a lot harder. And then it's up to you if you wanted to go down to that 6 inches above the floor, but if there's any strain on the back, avoid that. Sometimes people find this easier with your head up in an ab curl hold because that helps to keep the lower back into the mat. But it does add an upper ab contraction as well, so in a way it's easier but harder, if you know what I mean. Lovely. One more. Now, whatever version you're happy with, stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Well done. Feet down and your full body stretch. Okay, so we're going to move on to something completely different next. Well, when I say completely different for what we've been doing, we did these on Wednesday. Roll over to your side and then come up onto all fours. Grab a drink if you need it. We're going to do arms next. Before we do, let's do a cat stretch. Really feel the need for that after those exercises. So bringing the abdominals in to give you a nice neutral flat back, and then arching. Push the shoulders down the spine. Bend the elbows back slightly if you need to, and then dip in the other direction. Take a deep breath in and out, and again. Okay, so we'll start with simple press ups. You should be in the right position now anyway for your cat stretch. Your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, which are all looking good. Keep that tummy in, really important. If you relax your back, you won't be working as hard. Okay, so tummy's in. And remember what I said, if your face comes between your hands, you're pushing your bottom back and it doesn't count. Okay, your face should be coming forward of your fingertips, and that means you're using your arms. Trying to keep the shoulder blades wide so they're not collapsing together in the middle. That's it. And although my elbows are coming out to the side, they're going slightly backwards. If I showed you the difference, so I've got my shoulders right down away from my ears in that position, But what I often see is this, where shoulders are up and then the elbows come straight to the sides. That's not good form. Okay, so you're either on all fours if you want to experiment and work a bit harder, your knees come back a little, you've got your bottom down. You can have your feet down or up in that position, but you're in a straight line from shoulders to knees, or you're in the full position, which is a plank position. So you can do a couple more. Just make sure that upper back doesn't round if you're going into a difficult position. A couple more, and on your last one you're going to hold halfway down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push back into child's pose. Well done. Have the hands by your sides, palms up, and just bend the wrists backwards if they're hurting. Knees wide, just relax, take a deep breath, and then roll back up. When you're back up, just give your wrists a bit of a rotation there, give them a good shake. Still working on the arms, we're going to come down to lie on our front. Now, if you feel like, especially if you've just had breakfast and it's too much on your tummy, you could always do this with one arm. So one hand underneath the head and one arm back, and then you can swap. But we're going to do triceps, okay? So you can do them with just lying down like this, or you can do the whole lot with lifting the chest, looking straight down, or you can bring the whole body up. So it's up to you, okay? So when you're ready then, your feet are hip width apart, toes pointing towards each other and your heels splayed out to the side. That way avoid squeezing the bottom, so we use our lower back. When you're ready, we're going to do arms back, whichever position you're in, and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and everything comes down. Take a breath. On the exhale or inhale, doesn't matter, come back up, and again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. That's quite a big range of motion I'm doing. It's not tiny pulses, so I've got my hands by the sides of my legs and I'm pushing back and then back down to the sides of my legs. That's how I'm kept doing it. And down. So carry on at your own pace, coming up and pushing back 5 times. Make sure you can feel it in the back of your arms. You do that by keeping your arms by your sides. Okay, if you're up for it, let's challenge ourselves. Let's do 10 when we're up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Take a rest. And another 10 to finish. Okay, so coming up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Hold. Turn the palms towards each other and clap towards each other for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Oh, that was horrible, wasn't it? Sorry. Okay, wiggle the bum side to side. I think you know what's coming, because my arms were killing me as well the day after, on Thursday or Friday last week. So it's those lovely, we love them, Cobra Push-Ups. Okay, let's do a Cobra stretch first to ease us into it. So hands fairly wide, mine are quite far forward, and no intention of thrusting my back up quickly and jarring it. I'm going to do it really gently. So starting from that lower back, working up, and then you start using your arms to push yourself all the way. So I've not come up very far, my arms are really long in front of me, and that feels comfortable. Take a breath and come back down, pressing through the tummy, up through the chest, and then the head comes down. If you want to, you can move the hands lower down, but always starting yourself before using the arms to curl, and then you can push. Lovely. I see so many people doing Cobra and you think, oh, that's gotta hurt, and you just push yourself up. You don't even know how high you can go yet. And again, one more time. Just stay there for 2 breaths, and you come back to this if you have had enough of the Cobras. All right, now come down. Sliding the hands down so your fingertips are right in the middle of your chest, elbows tucked right into the sides so you can feel them. And then we're going to use the heel of the hand to bring ourselves just halfway. Have a quick look at where I'm at. This is where you need to be. If you come up too high, it's about the back, all right? And then down. So push up with the heel of the hand. When you're at the top there, you push the shoulders away from the ears and then come down. Because each time you come up, you tend to shove your shoulders into your ears. So it's a two-step. You come up, drop the shoulder blades and down. Up, drop, down. And the drop feels really good because you can feel the muscle all around the back of your bra there working, which is really hard to work on. These are evil though, so if you need to take a break, you can. Remember, it's not about curling up through the spine. This one, your spine is straight. You're just using the upper body as your weight and you're pushing against it. All right, now come the evil ones. Just take a breath and we're going to do a sequence coming up for 3 and down for 1. All right, so come up for 3, 2, 1, down for 1. Have the elbows into the sides again. 3, 2, 1. Drop those shoulders at the top, down for 1. Reverse it, so we're up for 1, come down for 1, 2, 3, and again up for 1, come down for 1, 2, 3. God, I hate these. Push right to the top. But boy, are they good. Keep those elbows in. We're counting, just see how long you can stay there. And down for 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, hit the mat. Well done. Arms long by your sides, palms up. Oh, if you can still feel your arms, that is. Got pins and